Welcome to the broadcast. It's one of the greatest engineering feats of all time. We're talking about the construction of the Panama Canal, which cut across a strip of land in Panama to join the Atlantic with the Pacific Oceans. The Panama Canal changed the course of the international shipping trade forever. Today, the Panama Canal is undergoing a $5.2 billion expansion. It will double the size of ships permitted through its passages by 2015. The project has been a business bonanza for the country, but not everyone is celebrating. Contributing correspondent Nitza Perez recently visited Panama and was able to see both sides of the story.
Panama, arguably the busiest country of Central America, is described by many as the Dubai of the West. In past decades, Panama City, its capital, has undergone a transformation that could be the envy of many emerging metropolis. From a caterpillar to a beautiful butterfly, that's the kind of metamorphosis that a 10% economic growth can buy. More than a changing face, the geographically privileged nation is going through an extreme makeover. Panamanian economist Felipe Chapman explains.
Probably the sectors most developed are the financial sector, obviously the canal, ports, logistics, air transportation.
The real estate sector is also booming. Modern residential and office towers have populated Panama City, a skyline on steroids that has become a serious rival to other real estate markets. Enrique Ordóñez is a sales manager of the Yacht Club Panama.
We're in the middle of the world. You're very close to everywhere. You have a great international airport. You can be in the States, you can be in South America, you can go to Europe, you can go to Asia. And it is a safe place.
And probably U.S. magnate Donald Trump thought the same. Why not? Mary Peláez was a real estate agent in Miami for 7 years. Now she's selling the first Trump Tower and tallest building in Latin America. A 72-story sail-shaped high-rise in the heart of downtown Panama City. 66% of the units have already been sold.
Many multinationals have come to Panama because it's the hub of the Americas. It's centralized, and especially the operation costs are much cheaper. Here we have now 3M, Siemens, Procter & Gamble, Odebrecht, many companies that are establishing their headquarters here.
Investors keep flocking to this nation, especially with the expansion of the Panama Canal. The first canal was built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, but this new project is all Panamanian.
The first canal is going to be 100 years old. The expansion is going to double capacity. And for practical purposes, we Panamanians are going to be building a new canal.
The current yearly revenue is $1 billion, and the woman in charge of the expansion, yes, a woman, marine engineer Ilia de Marota, hopes that those revenues will triple once the project is completed.
Canal expansion is making like a brand new lane to the existing canal. It's a third lane. You're basically making one new set of locks in the Pacific side and one new set of locks in the Atlantic side, and they both have 3 chambers. And you're making a small new access channel that will connect the Pacific Ocean with Gatun Lake.
The world's largest vessels could no longer fit through the existing locks, meaning the canal was not ready for its second century. The completion of the Panama Canal expansion could end up tipping the balance of power between the East and the West. Large cargo ships, which previously had to port on the Pacific coast, will now be able to come to the eastern ports. The expansion budget is of $5.2 billion, and so far they are on budget. But this is where the bandwagon of progress in Panama encounters a red light. There is a construction site in every corner of Panama City. Here they're building a metro station. Sidewalks are not existent. Panamanians are happy with everything that's going on, but they're asking themselves, progress at what cost? For Walter Guerra, a taxi driver who owns his own taxi company, corruption has undermined the country's achievements.
If something costs $1,000, you end up paying $2,000. And of those $2,000, the difference, where does it go? Someone along the way took it, stole it. It is rampant here. You see people that recently started in the government, already becoming millionaires with big bank accounts. I don't think that's right.
Panama ranks 83 out of 176 in the Transparency International Index. For a country that presents itself as business-oriented, is very low. Another unexpected problem was the recent energy crisis. Panama mostly relies on hydroelectric dams fueled by water to generate power. But without rain and an increasing demand for electricity, the government limited power usage from 11 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, the hottest hours of the day. Schools and universities were shut down for 3 days. We spoke with people on the street to see how they felt about the energy crisis.
This is all the government's fault. They have endorsed deforestation and everything that comes with it.
Panamanian President Ricardo Martinelli, speaking on the local media, acknowledged the crisis. It is important that the Panamanians know that we have to change the energy matrix. We need to increase energy sources to keep prices down. But the solution is not near. And without a solution, many businesses were left in the dark. Jorge Sanchez is the manager of this wine bar in Panama City.
It has certainly hurt business here, and we are seriously affected. Without lights, when people go by, they think we are closed.
We traveled 40 miles away and we find ourselves in another world. Far away from the opulence of Panama City is Colón, the second largest city of Panama. For its people, that progress on the other side of the canal is a fairy tale. This is their reality. No infrastructure, no sewage systems. Showers? Well, they don't exist here. The majority of the Colón population is black, and youth unemployment surpasses the 30%. Most of the population feel ostracized because of the color of their skin. Sylvia Miller is a teacher and an Afro-Panamanian activist in the city of Colón.
Here in Panama, we have a saying, when you see a black person running, it's because he stole something. When you see a white person running, he's exercising. And still, that's practiced today in Panama. Here we have good salaries, good jobs, but the people of Colón have no access to those spaces. They don't get these opportunities.
Colón is surrounded by ports, a cruise terminal, and is home to the second largest free trade zone in the world, generating 15% of Panama's gross domestic product.
They develop big projects in other parts of the country. Good for them. We are happy that in the capital they are building a metro rail, that they built Boardwalk number 3. But with all due respect to the viewers, what we have here is a crappy boardwalk.
The discontent escalated into violent protest. President Ricardo Martinelli was forced to scrap plans to sell off state-owned land in the duty-free zone of Colón. According to the World Bank, Panama has one of the widest disparities of wealth in Latin America. The majority of the residents that live here in Colón believe that the money generated from the ports that are located right here in the city should come back. Those revenues should come back to build a better infrastructure for them and for their children. Panama's spectacular growth and expansion is slowly but surely spreading throughout the nation. And it has become an inspiration to other countries in the continent, especially that gleaming skyline that makes you feel closer to the stars.
That was Nitza Perez reporting from Panama. One route that could serve as a possible alternative to the Panama Canal is the Northwest Passage off the coast of Canada. It's located 500 miles from the Arctic Circle. Up until now, its frozen waters have made it too challenging to navigate. But recently, the ice cover has showed signs of thinning as a result of global warming. The U.S. Arctic Research Commission has said that by the year 2050, the Northwest Passage could be ice-free during part of the year. That would mean stiff competition for the Panama Canal. Many ships traveling from Europe to California would prefer to use that route. America's Now will have more information on the Northwest Passage on a future edition.